Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Winter's Wish, continuing Otaro's route. And we were going through the ghost stories. We did Kinji's ghost story last time. We accidentally clicked Tominari, and I said it has been several days since I recorded because it was over the weekend, and everything like that. It's been some time. Okay, so I loaded and I was like, right, I said if I remembered, which, normally I record a part and I might record the next part the next day. It has been like 4 or 5, maybe more days. I'm not sure. I think I recorded that other part on a Friday and it's now a Wednesday. So like 5 days, probably at least, whatever. Since I recorded, but anyway, since we finished the ghost story, and then our little part starts after where we had saved, it's perfect timing to go through. We'll do the other ghost stories here, and then we'll load up our save where we technically finished, and we did Kinji's story. Not that it matters. It says choose whomever you like. So, that one did, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, we're going to start, we're going to do those. So maybe we'll see how it goes. I think we should be able to get through all of them because I don't think it was super long. They're kind of short, so we should be able to get through all those and then still get some normal Otaro route. But anyway, Tominari. So, then, can we start with Tominari?
Yeah, leave it to me.
If we're going to listen to ghost stories until morning, I want to start with a lighter one at least.
Then, I guess I'll talk about the lantern that's in the Oniwaban base.
The lantern in the foyer?
That's right. I hear that it's been there ever since the Oniwaban was created. Did you know that lantern lights itself, even though no one's seen anyone touch it?
Huh? It's like, it'll be a lighter one, and he's like, let's talk about the lantern in the place that you sleep and nobody else is there. Fuck! Now that he mentions it, I've never thought about that lantern before, because it's always lit by the time I notice it. I'd taken it lightly because it was Tominari's story, but unexpectedly, it had a fairly terrifying start. On top of that, since it was about a place I actually lived in, it felt like it would have lasting impact on my life.
The real story is Miyagi's secretly taking care of it.
Huh? Surely that can't be the ending.
Yep, that's pretty much the end of the story. Did you really think there was gonna be more?
Tominari starts a ghost story. Do you know that lantern? Yeah. Do you ever notice that you've never seen anybody light it? Oh my god. It lights itself. What? I'm just kidding, it's Miyagi. Like, dude! You had us in the first half! We had a really good ghost story, and then you just fucked it up. Oh my god. Well, no, but... The group fell silent at the straightforward story. It wasn't a ghost story, or even a humorous one, so no one was sure how to respond. Forget all that. What do you mean that Miyagi's maintaining the lantern? That's the first time I've heard of it.
I hear Miyagi likes that kind of detail-oriented work. Adding oil little by little or doing maintenance. He does other work too, not just the lantern.
Huh. Other? Like what, for example?
Everything aside from your room. I even heard he cleans annoying places like the hearth and bath in between his missions.
This is actually pretty fucking funny, because you're like, Miyagi, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I clean my house, and then they come here and I clean, like, sir? Even though a servant cleans them once a month. I mean, the place has always been the Oriwama's base, so it wouldn't be weird if we cleaned it at least. But she's living there now. Why doesn't he just leave it to her? Hey! The fuck? What, 'cause cleaning's woman's work? The Otaro. I'm gonna punt this little bitch straight into the sun. Fuck you. That is the douchiest fucking thing. What are you trying to do, sir? No.
Like I said, he's probably doing it because he enjoys it.
No wonder the house is so easy to live in, despite its size. I couldn't find any dust no matter how much I cleaned, so I just assumed it was an odd house that didn't need any maintenance. I would love to live in a quote-unquote odd house that doesn't have dust. I don't care if it means there's a ghost that's dusting. I'd be like, thanks, ghost. Do you want me to leave, like, treats out for you? Like, candy? Do you, like make you a pie once in a while? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? No dust? Shit, that's the dream. I also would love somebody else's house husband to clean up my dust, because he ain't my house husband. He's some other bitch's husband, but, like, sweet. Because I don't think my other captains, I don't think Kyoshiro or Kyuhigo are going to clean shit. So Miyagi is just... And I am really sorry for anybody who was a Miyagi stan and really wanted a route with him, and then they ruined it by telling you he had a wife and a kid. Because, like, you know, him being an adoring husband and father is sexy, but, like, it kind of ruins it because you're like, I can't steal him from his wife. That sucks. And now you know the man likes to dust? Shit, what the fuck are you trying to do? Like, it's hard enough that you won't let us date the other two. I was like, well, we can't date Miyagi because he got a wife. Like, whatevs, it's okay. But now he dusts? I don't know. I mean, that's like, you've got Kyuhiko over there in fucking glasses and being a moody bastard, and then you've got a man who likes to dust. That's a toss-up, man. That's a hard choice. I hate dusting. I fucking hate dusting, okay? Because, like, hi, seriously, I dusted once. It came back. I ain't falling for that bullshit. Like, that's a scam. Dusting is a scam. Like, it's just gonna come back. It's like vacuuming in a house with a bird. I vacuumed and I turned around and went, didn't I just fucking vacuum this? The fuck is this shit all over the floor? Oh my god. Anyway, I want an odd house that dusts itself, basically.
You're way too slow on the uptake.
I can't deny that. While I do find your judgment questionable, would that not have more to do with Miyagi's prowess and stealth? Wasn't there a yokai like that? Something really lame like the pillow flipper? Or was it the bean washer? Those just sound like wildly inappropriate fucking names. Like, I don't know, but like, even a yokai coming into my house dusting, I'd be like, hey, me, he ain't all bad. Still, he really is a strange man when you stop and think about it. How does he find the time to do such things despite having a family? Maybe he really doesn't have a family and it's all just made up. Maybe something tragic happened to his family and he just, like, tells us he has a wife and daughter and he just, like, talks about them, but they're all made up in his head and they're not real. Or just not real anymore. Oh, there you go. I killed his wife and daughter for you, so you can have him now, ladies. You're welcome. Can I just borrow him to dust, though? That's all I'm asking. The plot thickens.
Well, it should be about time for me to go.
Wait, Tominari! Tominari, without showing any concern, continued out to the hall. Just what is Miyagi? Just what is Miyagi? I love that! Oh my god. Okay. Now let's go back and load again. It's gonna keep going up to that one instead of coming down here to this one. Damn, motherfuckers. Yeah, and see, that was on the 18th and it's now the 23rd, so it's been like 5 fucking days, so. Anyway, so let's go with Kunitaka. Okay. Then, Tojo, can I ask you? Alright, leave it to me. After hearing Tojo's long-suffering statement, I couldn't help but want to pick him. Tojo, after falling silent for a little while, slowly leaned forward. His is also funny. This is a story that I've actually experienced. Well, it's up to you whether you believe it or not. What an atmospheric way to start. It happened on a dark night. I was patrolling Samurai Town alone. As I was walking, I could see a dim light glowing at the end of the road, flickering and wavering. It must be the light of a paper lantern, I thought. It was rare for someone to walk around Samurai Town at night, so I immediately chased after it. But as I got closer, the lantern suddenly vanished. Instead, another light lit up some distance away, as if it was trying to lure me out. As that kept repeating, something strange happened. Right when the story was about to get interesting, a black shadow leapt out as if trying to take the spotlight. It was Kamame. Of course it was. As the sudden appearance of an unexpected person, if she could be called one, everyone, including Tojo, stiffened up. I just think it's funny. It's like, right as that happened, something very... And then right as that was about to happen, and then everybody fucking gets scared by the fucking bird. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Kamame! Why are you here? Didn't you leave her at the base? That's what I thought, but... wait! Did you hide in my sleeve? Chirp! What should I do? I didn't plan on taking her to such a dangerous mission. I hate to tell you this, girl. 'Cause, like, this is only the beginning of the route, so, like, you haven't been around long enough with Kamame, but we have, and also, bird, lady, me, hello, hi. I didn't plan on blank with a bird. Too fucking bad. You have a bird, therefore, you go with bird, bird goes with you. You don't ever fucking go anywhere alone. I mean, that's not true. If you leave your house, you put the bird in the cage and you leave your fucking house. But the bird will scream like it is dying because you are leaving it alone. I went grocery shopping and I am just completely fucking shocked. Shocked. I came in the door and I'm like, I had to look. I'm like, are you dead? Did something happen? Because normally, I open the garage door, I pull my car in the garage, whatever. I get out and I can hear him in the garage. I can hear him from in the house chirping away, calling to me like, oh my God, you're home, come get me! Because he knows, he hears the garage door and the car coming in there, he knows. It's happened before when I go out with my mom and I come home, I'm like, I can hear him in the motherfucking house screaming his fucking bird lungs out. I mean, they're not like scream chirps, they're happy chirps, but they're flock calling chirps. They're very loud. He is like, oh my God, let me out, I know you're out there! Calling to you. And you're like, I can hear him in the driveway. I'm like, the fuck? So, like, the fact that I didn't hear him, I was like, are you dead? Are you okay? He was like, what? You were like gone for like an hour. I'm cool. What ups? Like, okay. The fuck? Hi, right now. Where do you think the bird is? Jammed under my chin. Yeah. Where do you think the bird is when I go pee? Fucking with me. This is like, she's clearly never had a pet, to be fair, because that is also the way cats and dogs are. Did you want to pee alone? Go fuck yourself. Not with an animal in the house. That's not how we do things here. Anyone who's ever had a cat and closed the door on it with the paws underneath the door, like, let me the fuck in! Because you need supervision. Okay? You need to be supervised when you do anything by your pet overlord. Alright? Whether it's a cat, a dog, a bird, a fish, it doesn't matter. They're watching you at all times. The fish would follow you the fuck out of its tank. If it could fucking jump out of its tank, it would be flopping across the floor trying to get to you. Okay? And fish do that anyways, or you can put lids on things, you know? I'm just saying. Animals are our overlords, and they come with us wherever. So I didn't plan on taking her. Bitch, doesn't matter. She was coming anyway. Kamame, it's dangerous here, so hurry up and come. Jeep, jeep, beep, 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 beep. Wait! Perhaps she was excited from the different atmosphere. Kamame darted rapidly around the room while avoiding my hands. She was so fast that just extending my arm wasn't going to be enough to stop her, and this bird can't fly. But they speedy. And calm down, Komame. And just come along to where I... Hmm? But then Komame did something astounding. As soon as Tojo spread out his hands, Komame swiftly turned around and charged toward Kuga. That little shadow that I could see, even in the darkness, had suddenly disappeared. Komame, just where did... I'm sorry, Kuga. I think Komame went towards you just now. Do you know where she is? Huh? Stop. And don't run around in my clothes. So adorable. I knew he was laughing. You could tell he was trying not to laugh, but it's like so funny. Shockingly, Kuga was laughing loudly with a huge smile on his face. This is adorable. I'd never seen Kuga laugh like this before. Did we even see him laugh like that in his route? This is cute as shit. As I sat, dumbfounded at the surreal sight, Yuichi carefully observed from the sidelines. Maybe that sparrow went into the sleeve of his kimono. And it might be ticklish. Birds kind of do that, though. My bird does not climb up my sleeves. But, like, they get ticklish. Like, if he's sitting here like, stop it. That's right. I'm begging you. Hurry up and take her out. Genjiro! How could you? As soon as he heard that, Tojo grabbed Kuga's collar, his face furious. Why, I haven't even had the chance to touch Komame. You fighting over the birds, love. Oh my god. Calm down, Kunataka, because you're shaking me. The sparrow's rampaging even more. Komame, just you wait. I'll save you now. Tojo, not caring at all about Kuga, continued to shake. Is Komame alright being shaken around like that? Wouldn't it be faster if they took off his kimono? Then they're gonna get him naked. Okay, what the fuck kind of party is this? Chirp! Huh? Komame? But when I looked at my feet, Komame was there, proudly spreading her wings as usual. It seemed that she escaped without us noticing. What the fuck is in Kuga's kimono? Then why is Kuga... A feather probably got stuck in his kimono. Anyway, there won't be much of a mission at this rate, so I'll hold on to the sparrow for you. Right. Thank you. Yes, she does love Yoichi. He is our Disney princess. Chirp, chirp! All right. You just stay put. Perhaps because she understood his words, Komame plopped herself down on Yoichi's lap as if she'd never rampaged at all. And then, when Tojo and Kuga calmed down, we sat in a circle once again. I want to know the rest of Tojo's story. I apologize for causing a fuss. I'm not used to such things. It seems my training was not enough. Oh, so adorable. I love him. Training? Was that really the issue here?
Kunataka, your story's over, right? Why don't you go extinguish the light?
Yeah, right. And then Tojo, while still looking fatigued, went outside to the hall. His story wasn't finished, was it? Well, let's not fret over the details. I wish I'd noticed Komame before I came here. Like, we didn't even know what the light, they were luring him out. What was the lights? What's going on? These are great. I love this. Oh, I'm glad we're doing all of them. Whoops. Oh my god. Maybe we won't. Anyway. Okay, it's time for Yoichi. Yoichi's is scary. We might as well we'll do Kuga's and then we'll just continue from there. There's no point in, like, reloading our save, because it just goes the hour of the ox or whatever it was. Then can I ask that we start with Yoichi? Sure. Though he said he wanted to rest, I rarely see Yoichi volunteer to do something. I wonder just what kind of story he plans to tell. As I looked at him with anticipation in my eyes, Yoichi recrossed his legs with a relaxed expression. And this is a story that I heard from a customer at my workplace. The gentleman said he had a kind wife in the past. She was ugly, but apparently had a beautiful soul and was a wonderful person. But humans are cruel. As they faced each other day by day, he could no longer stand his wife's ugliness. Then one day, he gave in to temptation and killed his wife by shoving her into the river. The body flowed down the river, so no one found out, of course. And in time, it seemed that the husband started feeling less guilty about it. But after that, every time the husband married a new wife, strange things began to happen. No matter how many times he remarried, no matter how careful he was, the wives would always die shortly after. This is the curse of my first wife. She despises me, the customer said, as he shook and trembled at my workplace. But as they say, out of sight, out of mind. The husband hadn't given up and recently married another new wife.
My God, you're like a serial killer, dude. It's one thing you get married and then, the girl dies, and then you get married and but after a while, when you've put it together, you stop getting married and killing bitches.
Now, here's where it starts. While I happened to be patrolling Castletown, I heard a strange noise coming from the side of that customer's house. Curious, I decided to take a closer look. And there the husband stood, turned into a monster, strangling his new wife to death. I'm sure you get the picture now. It wasn't some curse that killed all his past wives. It was the husband himself that was killing them.
I mean, and also, even if your dead ex-wife, your dead wife, the first wife that you killed, was murdering your new wives, you're responsible because you keep marrying bitches for her to kill. Just saying.
The guilt of killing his first wife had turned the husband into a blightfall.
It's not really scary. It's just fucked up.
I performed the snow sacrament there and returned to sanity, but the husband turned up as a drowned corpse the next day.
This is tragic.
Did he throw himself into the water from the guilt, or was it really a curse? To this day, no one knows.
And then Yoichi looked around as if gauging everyone's reactions. No one attempted to say anything. It was so silent that anyone would have hesitated to speak up. Yoichi gave a satisfied smile before he stood up slowly.
And with that, the story's finished. I'm gonna go extinguish the light.
Then Yoichi left for the hallway, his footsteps sounding out steadily. That was pretty good. Everyone nodded as one at Otaro's assessment. I mean, again, wouldn't necessarily say that because it says Tominari's funny, Kunitaka's funny. They were. Yoichi's is scary. Yoichi's is not scary so much as it is, tragic. But I guess it's definitely not funny, because the other ones had, little funny moments and, whatever. And his definitely didn't. His was serious. And Kuga's is also serious. That specifically says serious, but I would have said Yoichi's is serious. But then, Kuga, if you would. Yes, leave it to me. Kuga's a serious person, so we'll probably tell an old-fashioned ghost story. He's the perfect first speaker for a round of 100 ghost stories. Allow me to speak of yokai. Yokai? Roku Rokubi? Is that Roku Rokubi? Yeah, okay. I had to pause to read that. But it is Roku Rokubi. And Yuki Onna. As well as the Mujina. Mujina? God damn, you can't keep throwing all these Japanese words at me and expect me to get them all. Okay, anyway. I'm sure you'll not have heard their names at least. And now? In fact, the Oniwaban has been researching whether those legends are based on the Blightfall. And there are Blightfall who can disguise themselves as humans, yes. One theory suggests they were misinterpreted by the people who witnessed them.
Interesting.
For example, the long neck of a Rokurokubi is because someone witnessed the moment a human was transforming into a Blightfall.
I see. This might be a pretty interesting story. Then what kind of Blightfall is the Yuki Onna? Unlike other yokai, they look completely human.
Yes, the Yuki-onna, it's said that they are Blightfall who have maintained their appearance as humans. They appear on occasion, Blightfall capable of using their powers as Blightfall without transforming into an ugly form.
Is that Otaro? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm just saying. I'm still sus as fuck as of the bastard.
And those Blightfall are often several times stronger than average. And there are several conditions required in order to achieve that.
And I'm also just saying, all y'all motherfuckers are stronger than average, so fits.
Hold up. Is this it? Is this really a ghost story?
Of course not. Feels like a temple school with Genjiro as a teacher.
Hey, we're in the middle of a mission, so listen carefully. In order to tell a good ghost story, you have to have the right mood, too. No matter how dead serious and boring Genjiro's story might be, as long as we try to create a ghost story like... Kunataka, be quiet.
It's funny because Tojo's the one that has the temple school.
Huh? Why me? Your voice is the loudest.
Poor Tojo. Poor Tojo is right. Everybody's always picking on him.
Well, whatever. My story is finished. I'll be heading off now.
After saying that, Kuga left for the hallway, looking somewhat exasperated. After he left, an indescribable air filled the room.
I felt like listening to a briefing for a mission.
Right. I don't know if it fit a round of 100 ghost stories, but it was interesting. Alright, and we've already done Kinji's, so we'll just now continue from here. So, as we casually continued telling our stories, it became the hour of the ox. The 100 ghost stories were progressing smoothly, and we reached the halfway mark, the 50th story. And we just told a bunch of them, so see? Good times. I'll be heading off again.
Alright, it's my turn next. What should I do?
After seeing Yoichi off, Otaro placed a hand on his chin to think for a moment. Up until now, Otaro's ghost stories were mostly ones he probably got from the show tent. But judging by his behavior, he might have run out of stories. If you cannot think of one, I don't mind skipping a turn.
No, I think we're okay.
After nodding as if to convince himself, Otaro clapped his hands to fire himself up. Then he met each person's eyes as if judging their expressions. It's true, because to be fair, we've heard everybody else's ghost story except for his. The Kinjis involved interactions with Otaro, but he never got to tell one. He didn't start, so...
So, does anyone know how a vessel is born?
He suddenly asked us. At the very unexpected query, everyone's expressions turned from serious to baffled.
I don't know. I've never given it much thought. I suppose there's no reason nor need to know. Really? But I think you have a right to know.
And the fact that you know, but nobody else does? I mean, aside from maybe the humans that are in charge, but you... Again, sus as fuck. Why do you know this?
You've been saying some bizarre things for a while now. For starters, vessels should not have been taught that knowledge.
See, even Kinji is sus. Kinji's like, Otaro's sus as fuck. High five, Kinji. You, me, both. Same. We think he's sus as fuck.
Well, I just happened to find out about it. About the ritual to create a vessel.
I don't know if you just happened to find out about it. I don't believe that. For a fucking second.
As we all know, vessels are born from a tool, right? But strangely, our bodies are closer to a humans than a form folks. But in that case, how do you think this physical body was created? Blood flows through our veins and we even have organs. We can't change our appearance at will like form folk. Ever wonder how they make such a complicated body? And now I'm intrigued as to whether what you're going to tell us is true or not. No one was able to answer Otaro's question. As Kinji stated earlier, it was probably because they didn't have the knowledge. The room was filled with the strangest air Otaro had created. But when you think about it, the answer's simple. Our bodies, they used to be human. Okay, well, I want to call bullshit on this. Because at first when he's like, do you know how? And you know how? Wait a minute, that's sus as fuck. But now I feel like you're just making stuff up for the sake of a ghost story, because how would then you explain away Kyoshiro? Like, he was originally a form folk. Right? And so was Tominari. And, like, well, I think, okay. Alright, keep going. So, like, unless you're trying to, because I don't know if they've ever said in here, I mean, like, we know that the vessels can become human. Okay. But we don't know that form folk can become human. I don't think they ever can. You know what I mean? Because they've never said that they can. You know what I mean? It's always like there's humans, there's form folk. Oh, and then there's vessels, which are a special case, right? But this story would make no fucking sense with the fact that Tominari was a form folk that our family owned that died, and then they brought him back as a vessel. Because he was never human. And his body was never human because he was a form folk. And you could be like, oh, well, like, form folk can change their appearance at will, so maybe Tominari didn't look like Tominari. Okay, sure, but Kyoshiro looked like Kyoshiro and then came back as a form folk Kyoshiro and always looked the same. I mean, again, you don't know what he looked like to begin with, but why would, when he was rebirthed again as a form folk, you know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense. This would make no sense for Kyoshiro and Tominari and how they existed as form folk before becoming vessels. And Tominari, we know, died and then came back as a vessel. We don't know what happened to Kyoshiro. I don't think they told us. It was just like, he was my form folk and then I turned him into a vessel. But did you ask him? Whatever. How did that, like, you don't know. But, like, we know as a vessel he died and then came back as a form folk. But you know what I mean? So this belays that, like, this doesn't make any sense. So I can't take this as this is serious because... So I'm hoping you're just going to be, no, I really don't fucking know. It's just a ghost story because... But it's just because everything that comes out of Otaro's mouth, I'm like, you know some shit and you're sus as fuck. I don't know why you're sus and why you know shit. So I feel like you're trying to tell us the truth, but there's no way it can be, so... Anyway. What do you mean by that? I saw it, you know? I saw a member of the Oniwaban carrying corpses when they were creating Vessel's body. Creating a Vessel's body. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Our bodies, they were taken from other people. Again, we know that's bullshit, so... Okay, this is just you trying to tell a ghost story. The truth, told in such a grandiose and told in such a grandstanding way, left me speechless. But even during that time, Otaro continued talking smoothly as if to deal another blow. So that's why our memories and hearts are sealed. If we accidentally remember the truth, we won't be able to move the body at will. Yeah, no, you're definitely, this is a ghost story. Okay, there's no way. How would you feel knowing you existed because you took over someone else's life? Would you be able to accept yourself? Otaro was calling into question the very meaning of a vessel's existence. Though I myself wasn't able to say a single word in response, it seemed that everyone had different thoughts on the matter. It's hard to say. I don't think it matters, though. No matter what I used to be, I only need to fulfill the role given to me. I agree with Tominari, and there's no use in thinking about such things. Yeah, that's true. You're trying to make everybody horrified at their existence, but they have no emotion, so they'd be like, okay. Yeah. Weird. Anyway. I'm the only one that's going to be like, what? Huh? But Otaro, you're free to explore anything you desire, but I do not approve of statements that could put your friends in danger. What would you have done had your story broken the lock on a vessel's heart? Would you have taken responsibility for that? I'm sorry, alright? Stop looking at me like that! Everyone was continuing the conversation as normal, but I could do nothing except watch over them. When I thought about everyone, I didn't know what would be the correct thing to say. If I was in the same position, I'd feel torn and wouldn't be able to sort through my emotions. What are you doing? Just then, Yoichi poked his head in from the hallway. Seemed he had finished doing what he needed to do in the other room and had returned. We'll never finish 100 stories if you don't hurry up. Did something happen? It took you a long time to put out a fucking candle. No, nothing important. We were merely discussing the ethics of a vessel's body. A vessel's body? Yuichi, did you know? Our bodies are borrowed from dead humans. Huh? What are you talking about? That's impossible. Huh? But I really saw it. You must have misunderstood. A vessel's body is created when a soothsayer performs the Shinja ritual. We're built from paper dolls, not corpses. We start as just paper, but as the ritual goes on, we take on a human-like shape. Okay, that's interesting. Now that's plausible. Because that's why their bodies are different than form folk, which are kind of just souls that are sucked out of or like created inside of an object and then pop out into a thing, a form folk. You know what I mean? This is like, we need something different, so we made a giant paper doll, and then you turned into that. Okay, slightly different, but that makes more sense. And would explain Tominari, who was a form folk first, and Kyoshiro, who was a form folk first, you know? The body made during the rituals immediately tied to the tool that we're made from, changing our individual appearances into something suitable. So a vessel's body isn't some corpse. It's actually us. Is that true? Why would I lie? If you're that worried, check with Kawamura and the others. Huh? What? Then what was the corpse I saw? I like how Otaro actually believed that, though. Okay, interesting. Probably the victim of some incident. Haven't you ever brought back a victim's corpse to the base to investigate them? Then shall we conclude this story as simply Otaro's misunderstanding? So that's what it was. Sorry for saying all that weird stuff, guys. No, but it made a really good ghost story. You're like, we're dead people. Would have made a good ghost story if the fact that it's you, there's no way it's true based on everything else we've learned in this game. So it appeared as though we'd reached a resolution in regards to how vessels were made. But it's like, it would have been more fun if he's like, I'm just kidding, I'm just fucking with you. Because like, but Nick got a rise out of no one because they're all like fucking robots. Everyone let Yoichi back into the circle, looking at each other with such peaceful expressions, as if the conversation was a figment of my imagination. Again, they don't care. They're like, huh, so I'm a dead guy. Whatevs. Like, excuse me? Well, I'm surprised you know that, Yoichi. Not even Kinji knew. It was my chance. I once walked in on a junior's vesselization ritual, so they told me. That's all. Oh, I see. Anyway, I should go. Everyone, just continue on with 100 ghost stories. I'm really sorry. Then Otaro was about to leave for the hallway in Yoichi's place. His face seemed somewhat anxious, which was odd for Otaro. Otaro, wait a second. Do you want me to go with you? Huh? Why? No reason. I felt hesitant to tell him the real reason, so my words naturally trailed off. When I did that, Otaro made a bewildered face for a second before he immediately gave a wide smile. Thanks. Let's go together. Like, does the person who goes out have to stay in the hallway until the next story's done? And the two of us walked down the dark hall side by side. No matter how many times I walk here, I can't get used to it. It's dark, our footsteps are echoing, and it's a little chilly. Plus, this was just a way to get us alone with our future boyfriend. It was shady as fuck, but like, whatevs! Somebody gotta be. Though I was concerned about Otaro, I couldn't hide the fact that I was absolutely terrified.
Spacey, you haven't said a thing. Is something up? Are you feeling sick?
No, just a little cold.
You want to borrow this?
Otaro was holding out a compact heat pack.
And I thought something like this might happen. That's why I brought it. I don't need it right now, so warm yourself up with that.
That's sweet. Look, he might be shady as fuck, and he's sus as fuck, but I didn't say he wasn't sweet, too. You know what I mean? Like, whatevs. While saying that, Otaro handed me the heat pack. As I squeezed it tightly, the palm of my hand slowly became warmer. But when I looked at Otaro, he was rubbing his hands together as if he was a little cold. Thank you, but Otaro, you should use this heat pack.
Are you trying to be polite or something?
No, that's not it. It's just, your concern for me is enough to keep me warm, so I'm fine. Girl, that's fucking bullshit.
It's adorable, but bullshit. Oh, okay.
Then Otaro, though looking a little embarrassed, took back the heat pack without raising a fuss.
So instead, do you want to hold hands? It'd be warmer for me that way too, so it's like two birds with one stone.
After he said that, Otaro tossed the heat pack into his inner pocket and held my hand. Look, and then he's like, hey, what's up? He's giving us his sup face. His hand moved into place so naturally that I couldn't even give a proper reaction. But the warmth I felt in my hand wasn't some fluke or trick of the mind. That warmth was different from the heat pack. It was gentle. Felt nice. I haven't held hands like this with someone since childhood, I think. Feels kind of strange. When I thought that, I felt extremely embarrassed.
Hey, sorry for telling that weird story earlier.
Earlier?
That story about the vessel's body? It wasn't even a proper ghost story. And all it did in the end was frighten everyone, right?
I don't think anybody else gave a shit.
So I felt like I did something bad, you know?
I feel like you probably do a lot of bad things, you know? I'm just waiting for it. Like, you're acting all sweet and adorable, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it one motherfucking wink. It's okay, I'm fine. And everyone else looked the same as usual. Besides, you told that story because you were concerned about it, right?
Well, yeah, but...
When we got to that point in the conversation, Otaro once again lowered his head, looking depressed. Something's up. Otaro's really feeling down, isn't he? If he's a vessel, that should be impossible. Mm-hmm. The very act of saying such a thing was unnatural for a vessel in the first place. But, like, you can't see his threads, so you would think he clearly doesn't have emotions because I can't see his threads. But that could also mean he's sus as fuck. You know what I mean? Because he's got emotions that a vessel shouldn't have, but you can't see threads that you should see if he's anything other than a vessel. So, like, he doesn't have threads, so that makes he's a vessel, but he has emotions, and I should see his threads, but I don't. And it's a weird fucking loop that we're in, and it's confusing and sus as fuck! Normally, he should have been like everyone else, unbothered about what their body was made of. Perhaps...
What's up this time? Why are you looking at me so seriously?
As I observed his somewhat nervous expression, Otaro noticed my gaze and turned to face me. Well... But were the doubts on my mind something I should be saying out loud so callously? I couldn't find an answer, and when I looked away, Otaro's hand tightened over mine.
If you have something to say, just say it. And I don't want to be the reason you make that expression, and I hate myself for putting you through that.
Huh? What kind of expression am I making?
You look worried. Even though I'm holding your hand like this, feels like I'm not helping and it makes me sad. Boo-hoo!
Boo fucking hoo! That was such a lame boo-hoo. Though Otaro tried to pass it off as a joke, he lowered his eyes in a somewhat forlorn way. When I looked at that face of his, my mouth opened of its own accord. The same goes for you, Otaro.
What do you mean?
You've also been making a pained face this whole time. Listen, you might think me weird for saying this, but Otaro, maybe the seal on your heart is starting to break.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's strange. A normal vessel would never talk about that like it was a ghost story. And there's no way they would make that face. After I finished my sentence, Otaro stood still with his eyes wide open. See? 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 Sus as fuck! He has a sus face! He knows some shit! You're like a normal vessel when doing that. He's like, maybe I'm not a normal vessel. I mean, yeah, heart back. Yeah, sure. No, something else is sus about you, and I don't think it's just you're starting to crack. Because, like, you should have several more, unless your route's going to be, like, super over fast. You should have the normal amount of chapters, and we only in the beginning here, so I don't think you'd be cracking this early. Tominari made sense. But you don't make sense. So something else sus. But he immediately returned to his usual self and slowly shook his head.
So that's what it seemed like to you. But now that you mention it, you're right. I might be going crazy. Lately, I've been thinking about a lot of things. Yeah, I've been especially concerned about you for a while now.
Me?
Yeah. Spacey, it's been so fun with you lately. I always find myself thinking about you, and I want to spend even more time with you.
I mean, this sounds like you have a crush on me, but again, you shouldn't have emotions at all, so still sus as fuck.
Cute!
And I'm here for it, but it's sus as fuck. Oh, CG? Aw. After saying that, Otaro used his other hand to gently touch my face. Oh. Though being touched had made my heart skip a beat, the serious look in his eyes had frozen me in place. He kind of looks dead in the face, though. They could have done this one better. Like, I feel like it has all the makings to be kind of adorable, because he's, like, touching your face, but he also just looks dead in the face. There's nothing going on here. Like, you know? And they're usually a lot better than this with CGs. So, like, this one is, like, kind of weak. It's disappointing. Anyway. I read that right. Okay. What does that mean? I mean, she looks kind of cute for being, like, a little shocked. Like, you know, when she's got her little shocked face, but it works. There's something on her face. There's an emotion. And he is like, I am robot. I couldn't think of him as a vessel. I couldn't do anything except wait for him to open his heart with his next words.
I always thought you were cute, but now, even more than that, I treasure you.
Yeah, something sus about this. You shouldn't be cracking this soon. I don't know if I trust this. Again, Tominari cracking a little and being a little clingy and weird made sense. You don't make sense. It might make sense later when something comes out and it's like, here's why he's sus as fuck, and you're like, now it makes sense. But it doesn't right now. It just makes sus as fuck. But I'm not saying I'm not here for it. I'm enjoying this. Don't get me wrong. I'm also enjoying every time I'm like, you're super fucking sus. It's fun.
It didn't make sense to me why I felt that way. So I've been thinking this whole time.
When I looked them head on, Otaro's eyes were sparkling, reflecting the moonlight that poured in from outside the hallway. They were so straightforward, so pure, that even my heart began beating faster. I couldn't tear my eyes away. Then Otaro pulled away the hand caressing my cheek and peered straight into my face.
Listen, and this is gonna sound weird, but the fact that I feel this way, does this mean that I like you?
Huh? I mean, that is something a vessel would say, like, I have weird feelings. Is it like? I don't know, I'm confused. So being confused about emotions would be something that a vessel would say, so, okay. My mind went blank. Otaro's words hit me like a sucker punch. Of course, I understood what he said to me, but I was completely thrown off kilter by the overly honest affection he was sending my way. Okay, but wait a minute, though. my brain was like, that's like a very vessel-like thing to say. So, and then I was like, you know what, though? Wait a minute. Maybe you're not fucking sus. Maybe the sus is the fact that, although I still don't trust how Kyoshiro died, and I don't know if I trust that. So like, I'm still like, what about that? But like, okay, wait a minute. If you're cracking this soon, and then you open your heart up, that means you're susceptible to Blightfall. And we never had to worry. It was like, oh no, that's why we got to kill them later on in the routes, right? But you're starting way early. And maybe you're not really sus as fuck, but that's the sus as fuck. Like, they're giving you sus vibes. Like, or you're like, wait a minute, I don't know what's going on with you. Something. It's because you're gonna crack way fucking sooner than everybody else. Although I'm still like, if that's gonna be it, I was like, why did they make you feel so sus? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've been reading you wrong. It's possible I could be in the wrong fucking book. I I'm just I I've been wrong before plenty of fucking times, okay? Like, but another option could be if you crack and then you're susceptible to the Blightfall, and then that could be your main thing. It's not that you're sus as fuck. It's like you could get possessed or something and then become sus as fuck. And then, oh, that could work too. Oh, that would be an interesting turn. You know what I mean? Because, like, Tominari upped the ante with the whole, like, I can't perform the snow sacrament, but Kyoshiro's here with me, and then together we do it, and then we bring Kyoshiro back after killing him in my route. You know what I mean? And that was like, okay, power of friendship and magic and shit, right? Some My Little Pony shit going on. And then, like, so if Otaro lost the ability to use the snow sacrament or whatever because his heart cracks and whatnot, he could become possessed by Hibie. That would be definitely different and interesting. Okay. And because you're the end all be all route, but like at the same time, why? You know what I mean? Because I can understand why Otaro's route would be locked then, because it's like, no, he's going to get possessed by Hibie. Okay. But any one of them could have gotten possessed by the Blightfall. Like, that's not really like a big, oh my god, this is why you've been locked. It would be because you're sus as fuck. See? So, like, that's, I don't know. Anyway, there's some throwing out some fucking ideas, so. Of course, I understood what he said to me, but I was completely thrown off kilter by the overly honest affection he was sending my way. I read that, but it doesn't matter. Gradually, my cheeks started feeling warmer. The way my body unconsciously reacted was confirmation enough. This could be... Now, okay, I don't doubt that he's going to end up with feelings for us, but his feelings right now could be genuine, and that could lead him to becoming susceptible to being taken over and possessed by Hibie, which makes him evil and becomes sus as fuck. Okay, still would be sus as fuck, just in a totally different vein. Okay, or he's trying to bamboozle us right now because he's sus as fuck, and then it later is like, but actually I really do like you, but I was fucking with you in the beginning. You know? Or he was planning to fuck with us like, ha ha ha, I will kill her because I work for Hibie, or he is Hibie, or something. I don't know. Was already possessed by Hibie. Who knows? I don't know. And then, but then is like, no, but actually I do like you though, so like this kind of sucks that I have to kill you. I don't know. I'm just saying. Gonna become sus? Already is sus? Don't really know. If the seal in my heart is broken and I go back to normal, would I understand what this feeling is? What do you think? Do you want me to regain my heart? I want you to regain it. I don't want you to. This is interesting. Already? Would she already say that? You know what I mean? Like, I know, buddy. I'm sorry. You can't wait a few minutes. Hold on. I don't want you to. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, interesting. It's Okay, wait. Huh. All right. It's very... Okay. It's too soon. I feel like this whole part is a little... Makes him more sus as fuck. Because it's like, why is it happening so soon? Right? But I've been sus of fuck ever since he killed fucking cute. I blame him for this. To be fair, he's been sus since the very beginning, piecing out all the time, and then his route's locked, and you're like, you're hiding some shit. And, you know, whatever. It could be something stupid. It might not be something amazing and, like, jaw-dropping or whatever, but it's going to be something ridiculous. You're going to be like, why? Why did you? Whatever. But I find it interesting, though, that when he's like, do you want me to get my heart back? We're like, no. And he's like, good. And that's the right answer for him. Interesting. Though Otaro's words had thrown me for a loop, the answer to that question was a given. I took a few deep breaths, and after I regained my composure, I slowly opened my mouth. I don't want you to regain it, I guess. Why not? I'm happy that you like me, Otaro. But if a vessel regains their heart, they'll be exterminated, right? Ah, okay, that's valid. I don't want you to die. Kind of forgot about that. Valid. If that happens, your life would end right there, and we wouldn't be able to meet ever again. Instead of prioritizing a moment's worth of emotion, I want to choose a path that lets me be with you forever, Otaro. Oh, damn, we're getting super fucking romantic. But you know what, Valid, I forgot about that. I wasn't thinking like, no, don't gain it because then they'll kill you. Right. True. It's only because they haven't killed any, but right now, Otaro, so. When I answered with my honest feelings, Otaro smiled quietly. He's like, I got you where I want you. Sus as fuck! It was so mature that I couldn't imagine it coming from the usually energetic Otaro, and I lost myself in admiration. I'm gonna need you to stop biting me. Stop biting my headset. Simmer the fuck down. I gave you potty breaks already. Simmer the fuck down. We only got a few minutes left. That's not true. It might be like 10 minutes, but still, we don't have to. Don't you bite my headset? If you're gonna talk, say hello and chirp. Okay? You want petties. Does that mean you'll be by my side forever? Yeah, that's right. After all, we're friends in the Oniwaban. I don't think that's what he wants. Really? I'm glad, I think. If you did that for me, I wouldn't care if I had a heart or not. And then Otaro, as if to process his own emotions, slowly nodded. Just like he said, Otaro seemed very happy. I thought of how sharing my feelings had made him happier, and my heart began to beat faster. My heart beat faster again. Whatever, same difference. But things will get messy if everyone found out that I'm thinking this kind of stuff. So what I just said now is our secret, okay? See, and now you want me to keep it secret, and then that's sus as fuck. No, I get why he wants us to keep it secret, but it's also sus as fuck, to be fair. Right. Thanks. Then we better go. If we take too long, the next person will come. Then Otaro slowly started walking as if to lead me. As if to symbolize that we were feeling what we were feeling inside, our hands remained entwined. So, it's interesting. I mean, because that, to be fair, him saying, like, don't tell anyone I was thinking this, is sus as fuck. But at the same time, it's totally valid, because if you were like, oh, Otaro was thinking he might have a crack in his heart, and maybe we should fall in love, then everyone would be like, kill him. So, to be fair, it's absolutely a valid concern, but that's what makes it sus as fuck. You know what I mean? Because there's probably literally nothing sus about him at all, and I'm just reading into it. But again, anybody else had been like, maybe don't mention this. You'd be like, yeah, no, I totally get it. Absolutely. No, they're right. We shouldn't mention this. Otaro's like, maybe don't mention it. And we're like, sus! Red flags right there. What are you hiding? Obviously, you don't want them to kill you because we know how Kyuhiko acts when you were like, they blinked at the wrong time. He's like, kill them! They've got their heart back! That bastard is stabby. Okay. I love him to death, but he's a grouchy, stabby bastard, so, you know, can't really blame Otaro for wanting to keep it secret, but it's still sus coming from Otaro. The double standard here. But I'm like, anybody else says that, and they totally get why. Otaro says it, and I'm like, I mean, I get why, but I still think it's suspicious. Anyway. Oh, we will continue next time, so I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up
and subscribe to see more.